In this video, I'm going to share my first impression of the Sony A7C Mark II with you guys. I'm sure you can find tons of reviews out there, so I'll mostly focus on the look and feel of the camera with a few lens and accessory combinations. So, to start off, here's the body of A7C Mark II. It's made out of composite alloy. Overall build quality, I would say it's pretty nice. I mean, it doesn't feel plastic at all, and it's cold to the touch, so yeah, that's a positive sign. And it's got a pretty good grip as well. I think it's much improved over the original. It's chunky enough that I don't think I need an extra grip installed. As for the controls, I really like what they did with the control dials. Because usually what manufacturers do is skimp out on the control dials. But there's 3 solid control dials that are really easy to use and they're really nicely dampened. So there isn't a lot of, it's not clicky. That's what I like about it. And there's enough dampening. Also, it's the same with all the buttons. So let me move on to the lenses now. Here is a 28-60 kit lens. It's really light and compact. It's almost like a pancake lens, which is a perfect fit for this camera. However, though, when you turn on the camera, you can't just start shooting. As you can see here, it will give you a warning. So you actually have to manually extend the front element before you can start shooting. And it does come out quite a bit. It's much smaller than most kit lenses that I've owned before. And also when you turn it off, it doesn't go in automatically. So you'll actually have to twist it and make it smaller. As a point of comparison, I've got a Panasonic 20-60 kit lens here. So if you look at it here, 20-60. As you can see, it's basically double the size of this lens while providing you about 8mm more in wide angle. I would much prefer this pancake form over the extra 8mm in wide though. And here's what it looks like when you fully extend the front elements. There you go. Much bigger. So this is a really nice pancake lens. I mean, for something like A7M3 or 4, I wouldn't necessarily use something like this, but for this A7C II, it's a perfect combination. Now let's move on to the prime lens. Here I've got a 24mm f2.8. So let me install this. I mean, there's also 40 and 50mm versions that are basically the same size and weight. So if you need some extra focal length, you can get those. And the size-wise, it's basically going to be the same. And it's also got nice clicked aperturing, which is pretty rare in Sony lenses. So I'm quite happy about this. And I'll bring in the kit lens here, and as you can see, it's virtually the same size. Weight-wise, this is the pancake lens. The prime lens is slightly heavier because it's of metal build, and I believe this is plastic. But size-wise, they're basically the same. So before moving on to the accessories, let me bring in a couple of cameras as a point of comparison. So here is the smallest camera that I own, which is Sony A5000. It's a tiny crop sensor camera. And here is the smallest full frame that I own, the Panasonic Lumix S9. Let me move it off slightly. There. As you can see, the A5000 is way smaller, looks almost half the size. But then again, it's a small crop sensor budget camera. But here, A7C Mark II is almost the same size as the S9, but with an EVF, mechanical shutter, and more physical control dials. So let me show you what it looks like from the front as well. virtually the same size. There we go. So I'm going to make a video of head-to-head comparison of these two cameras. So please subscribe to my channel if you're looking forward to that. So there we go. Now let me move on to the accessories. As I said, I think the grip is big enough, so I don't need to have an extra grip or base plate. However though, here's a Peak Design wrist strap so that I don't drop a $2,000 camera. Here. That's what it looks like from the side, front. Now let me move on to the mics. I usually use two different kinds of mics. The first is the Sennheiser MKE 400, which I use outside mostly for just general purpose audio recording. It does pick up a bit too much ambient noise for my taste, especially indoors. So let me just install that. Here. There. So it does stick out quite a bit. This is from the side, like so. The other mic that I use often is the DJI Mic 2. I use it most when I need to have the ambient noise suppression. So, or just to keep the general size small. So let me just install that. It's really tiny, as you can see, so it's a perfect match. There, let me show you what it looks like from up top, or just the front. One nifty feature about the DJI Mic 2 is that when you turn on the camera, it also turns on with the camera as well. However, though, you still need to manually turn the mic on. As you can see. And also when you turn it off, this turns off as well, automatically. However, though, this does not turn off automatically, so you will have to turn it off manually. Even though without any use, it will turn off automatically in 15 minutes. There you go. The last accessory that I'm gonna use is the PGYTech snap plate with the Manfrotto mini tripod. So here, this snap plate is basically like the Peak Design one, except it's there is a mount for tripods as well. So I use it most often to mount my camera to mini tripods. There you go. Perfect. And here is the mini tripod. There we go. Let me put on the wrist strap as well. So here's a really nice combination for vlogging and everything. So there you have it. I hope this video helped you in some way in making the decision to get a Sony A7C Mark II. And if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Bye-bye.